welcome back to Worship Time for Under Fives with me, Karen. Now today we are carrying on with the theme of miracles. So let's see if we can remember what miracles we have looked at so far. I've got a couple of objects to show you, so I want to see if you can remember them. So here's the first one. What have I got here? That's right, it's a jug, because the first miracle we looked at was when Jesus turned water into wine. Now, what is this picture of? That's right, it's a fish. Now, do you remember the next miracle we learnt about was when Jesus went fishing with the disciples, and at first they didn't catch anything, but when Jesus went with them, they caught thousands of fish. Now, next, what about this picture? What is this one? That's right, it's a picture of a boat, because do you remember when Jesus went on a boat with the disciples? Do you remember they got caught in a storm, but Jesus was able to completely calm the storm and stop it? What was the next miracle? Now, I think some of you had a go at doing a craft about this one at home. Here's a picture of here's an object of some bread. That's right, because do you remember our next miracle was when Jesus fed 5,000 people from just 5 loaves of bread and 2 little fish. And then last week, what was our last miracle we looked at? Here's a picture of something. I've got a picture of I wonder if you can tell what it is. A picture of a mat. And do you remember last week in the family service live at St. Paul's, we looked at how the man was brought to Jesus by his friends and dropped down through the roof, and Jesus was able to heal his legs because he couldn't walk, and he also said those very important words that you are forgiven and God forgives us all as well. So now that you've remembered those, I want you to try and keep remembering them, because I'm going to test you again in a couple of weeks' time. Now today we are looking at a miracle that's about one of Jesus's friends, and he was called Lazarus. So let's get out our Bible and we'll read the story together. Here we go. Here's my children's Bible, and the story's called Lazarus Lives Again. One day, Jesus received a message from Mary and Martha. Jesus, please come quickly. Lazarus is very sick. But Jesus stayed where he was for 2 more days. Then Jesus travelled to the place where Mary and Martha lived. Martha went to meet him. She was crying. Martha said to Jesus, "My dear brother has died. If you had been here, you could have healed him." Jesus was sad, and he cried too. Then Jesus walked over to Lazarus's tomb. He told some men to roll the stone away, and Jesus prayed out loud, "Father, I know you always hear me. Now show everyone that you have sent me." Then Jesus shouted, "Lazarus, come out." Lazarus walked out of the tomb. He was alive again, and everyone was amazed. Many people believed in Jesus that day. Well, isn't that a good ending? Jesus was able to make his friend get better and come back to life. But do you know what? That story was also quite sad, wasn't it? Because his friend Lazarus had been dead for quite a few days, and all his family and friends were really upset. Jesus could have come straight away and healed Lazarus, but instead he waited for a few days. And do you know what? Sometimes God asks us to wait as well. Sometimes we have to be patient, just like when it's our birthday or something. Now, my daughter Jemima has her birthday tomorrow, and she's been waiting all week for it. She almost can't wait because she's so excited. But she knows she can't make her birthday come any earlier. But there are also times when we may have to wait, and it's not exciting. It actually might be very difficult, hard and sad. But we need to remember that God is always there and that he will always work for the good of all those that believe in him. And let's not forget that God can do the impossible. Just like in the story, Jesus did an impossible thing. Through God's power, he brought Lazarus back to life. So children, we're just going to pray and we're going to ask God to help us to be patient and to wait when we need to. So let's put our hands together and say, let's get ready to pray. Dear God, we thank you that you are always with us. We ask that you will help us to be patient and seek you in these times. And Lord, we thank you that you can do the impossible. Amen. And children, we're going to sing a song now that reminds us all about how the world is in God's hands. So when we have to wait and when it's a bit sad or a bit scary, we can trust God because we know he's got it in his hands.
He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got all of the mountains in his hands. He's got all of the rivers in his hands. He's got all of the jungles in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got all the tiny creatures in his hands. He's got all the giant creatures in his hands. He's got all the funny creatures in his hands. He's got the whole world 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 in his hands.
Well, it's been great to see you all again today, and I will see you next time. Bye everybody.